Thanatology. It's a subject, a study about death and dying. It is scientific approach, a scientific study about death and dying. So here we are to study in thanatology, studying about death and dying. We just have the following topics. First, the purpose of death, and we try to understand death is a reality, is a mystery, and death today. How do we understand today? And we talk about the subject thanatology itself, and then we see what is death, and then fear of death, and attitudes towards death, and finally we conclude. So these are the topics that we are going to study. The purpose of learning about life and death, especially death and dying. Why we must study about death? Because it's tiring to see clearly, and at the same time it's stupid not to see clearly. When we want to know more about death, it's really tiresome. At the same time, if we stop looking for answers, if we stop learning about death, and it's also stupidity. The more we explore death, the deeper we understand life. That's what we said. So, to know about life, one must learn about death. We must choose between two. When we talk about death, we are talking about life. So, death is in no way negative. Death has to be studied because death is a reality. It happens. It is there. It must be approached. It must be studied. Why death is a reality? Because death is the only experience that cannot be learned to experience. And everyone is busy with their own death. No one can explain to others how I can die. No, it is individual. It is personal. It is to everyone. So one cannot explain to others about death. And what are the two extremes of existence? These are life and death. And it's there. The biggest challenge in today's life is really understanding the reality of death. It's real. It exists. It is there. And death is not an illusion. Death is not something that does not happen. It happens everywhere. Everywhere we see death. In any country, in any society, in any culture, irrespective of any race, it happens. It happens all around me. It happens everywhere. And death is an absolute other of life. It is an unimaginable other. I am here and the other is death. I am alive. The other is death. And avoidance is not a solution. Avoiding to speak about death, I don't want death, I don't speak about it. It's not a solution. We have to face it because death is a reality. It exists. It is there. Secondly, death is a mystery. We don't know many things about death. In some places, in some societies, death is still a taboo. Why? How? Some consider death as a failure. Failure of something. failure to continue. Because of some illness, he failed. So death is considered as a failure. And today's society doesn't want death because it denies death. No, as if we are going to live for hundreds of years. As if, no, don't think of death. You live as if you live forever. We are in a society that denies death totally. Finally, we are living in a culture of death. What does it mean? The culture of death which considers, the culture of death which doesn't consider other lives. Today, less and less people go and help people who are dying in accidents or people in dire need of help. People don't dare to approach them. Why? It is none of their business. We are lacking good Samaritans today. We are lacking people of good heart who go out of the way to help those people who are dying. Because we are living in a death denying society, and almost it has become a culture of death. Because it happens, that is his fate. It happens to him, that is his business. It happens to him, that is his death. And in no way it affects me. So there is a culture of death.